Born, raised, educated, and committed to Putnam in so many ways, Charlotte McCullough Greenhall left her imprint on countless individuals over a couple of generations. The first child of James and Margaret Lynch McCullough was born in Putnam in 1919 and was a lifelong resident of the community. Her brother Jim followed 2 years later. As she announced her retirement from education in 1981, Charlotte stated, "Since my first day of school, I have answered a school bell every year of my life." That first bell tolled in grade 1 at Israel Putnam School, continued at Putnam High as she graduated in 1936, and culminated upon her retirement in 1981. Growing up on Grove Street and encouraged by her mother, her first ambition was to become a medical doctor. But her father approved of a teaching career, so it was on to Teachers College of Connecticut in New Britain, now known as Central Connecticut. A June graduate of 1940 with a bachelor's degree in hand, she headed back home for her first teaching assignment at Putnam Smith Street School to teach language arts and science. The following year, the teaching assignment was social studies and U.S. history, and this became the norm for the remainder of her teaching career. However, involvement in school plays, the yearbook, honor society, student council, and school newspaper provided Charlotte with a busy schedule. Not so busy, however, to prevent her from noticing the handsome gym teacher and coach that was also on the faculty at Putnam High. A relationship and courtship that seemed to go on forever finally resulted in marriage to Jim Greenhall in 1977. They took up residence on Church Street, where they continued to live until Charlotte's passing in 1991. Additional coursework with an emphasis on guidance was attained at Boston University, Harvard, and Springfield College, leading to her appointment of Dean of Girls in 1953. She became the first guidance counselor at Putnam High School and continued as advisor of numerous student activities.
In education, she was all for the kids and for the betterment of the school system. And I really respect her for that because, we need more of that in our education system today. We need standards that are high. She always had the bar way up high, not only for the students in the school, but for herself.
Following a promotion to assistant principal, and with a master's degree and administrative certification from UConn, in 1966, Charlotte became the first female principal in the state of Connecticut, a position that she held for 15 years. Known as a tough disciplinarian and demanding of her students, she also showed a softer side when engaged in interactions with students, parents, and teachers. Charlotte was quoted as saying, "We are here to make responsible adults, not to break them in the process."
Like a battery charging up all of us on a staff to seek excellence, for the student trying their best, the teacher trying their best, and she would do that very gently with the teacher. She tried to understand any weaknesses. She would gently remind the teacher, and with the students, she would be like a living standard. They respected her. Some of the wayward students would challenge her, and that was a mistake.
Community responsibilities were always important, as was her role in the Putnam Congregational Church. She served on the Putnam Board of Education, as a director of the Putnam Savings Bank, and held membership in numerous social organizations. When the class of 1981 dedicated its yearbook to the retiring educator, their concluding line read as follows: "We would like to say thank you, Mrs. Greenhall. hoping that your school served you at least a fraction as well as you served it. In 1992, the Charlotte McCullough Greenhall Media Center in this building was dedicated in her honor. No other area of this school could more appropriately reflect her lifetime contributions to education, to the community, and most assuredly to the many young lives that she impacted. And she did it all with a touch of class.
She was an icon in this community, and whether it was she herself, the way she conducted herself, the way she dressed, the car that she drove, everybody knew it was Charlotte McCullough. And so yes, she's somebody that this community should never forget, and she should be represented in one of the early classes. And I think it's an honor to be part of all of this and see her becoming a member. It's too bad that she's not here to share in this honor.